Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk about one of the most important content in GIS, which is about making maps. When I was back in Ohio as a graduate student, I was a geography major, so we had a series of classes on making maps, such as cartography and advanced GIS and programming in GIS. However, as we are here in emergency management, we don't offer those courses. But I think it's very important to give you some basic ideas of making maps, so you can kind of understand, what are the basic theories and criteria. And so before we actually go to GIS and make your first map, I would like to show you two examples. So here is a good example with a good map. So what a good map looks like. So this is a good map. It is pretty organized. If you see this map, it has all the necessary elements of a map, such as the title. This is called the legend. It shows the meaning of the colors on the map, and also the scale bar, which shows you the actual size on the map. And the author is also very important. You tell your reader who made this map, and also the coordinate system. And if you have Alaska and Hawaii on this map, normally you include them in a separate area, that is called inset. So this map is pretty organized. And as a separate note, I would like to show you a bad example. So here is a bad example. If you see this map, although it has all the necessary elements, actually the authorship is missing here. And there's an overlap between the display area and the legend, so you cannot see the title of the legend. And also the map is kind of small, and you cannot see the names of the state. So comparing to the last map, this is pretty bad. So now you have some ideas of the difference between a good map and bad map, and what kind of elements should be included in a map. And let's start our project right now. So in order to do that, as a last assignment, you go to your computer, my computer, and you open the U Drive. Make sure you log in with your ATU account, and under the GIS folder you created last time, we create another folder called P2. So this is for practice 2, and now that folder is empty. And we will put all these lab materials into this folder. So let's go to Blackboard. This is our Blackboard, and we click on the course title right in here, and let's find the labs, and you can see the practice 2 right in here. So let's just download the data, and as the same as last time, we copy and we paste into this folder. Now we have the data in the folder. The next is to start your ArcGIS, and I don't want to mention where to find your GIS. Just refer to your last instruction. And so here I have my GIS open, and we load the data from the add folder menu. Actually, I already added here, but if you can't find it there, you can click on the connect to folder, and you can find your data under the computer and U Drive. Let's add the US states. The data is actually the same as the P1, so it has all the US states and all the statistics of the state. And our next step is to open the attribute table. So let's look at the layer under the table of contents. We right click on the US states and open the attribute table. The attribute table is then opened. If you look at the attribute table, you can select features by clicking on the attribute table in the space in front of each entry. So if you click on here, the Washington State is selected, and select Montana is selected. And if you want to select multiple states, you press Control, and multiple states are selected. And if you ever selected the entries in this table, all these features will be automatically selected on the map. If you want to cancel the selection, you either click on the unselect features icon on the menu on the toolbar, or the unselect features the clear selection icon in the attribute table. So both will work. So let's just do that right here. So all this selection will be cancelled. And the next, we want to sort field. Sort field means you sort a series of numbers, from the lowest to the highest, or from the highest to the lowest. So if we want to find the state with the least population in 2000, so this represents the population 2000 field, then we want to right-click the field name, and we sort ascending, which means the states are sorted from the smallest to the largest in terms of population 2000. As we can see here, Wyoming has the least population, and the largest is California. So that's sort ascending, and you can also sort descending, which is opposite. And next, we try to unselect all features. Try to unselect all features at first, and we try to summarize a field. For example, if you want to get the average population in 2000, you right-click here, and you choose statistics. That gives you, the average, which is a mean of all these 51 states or regions. So the average is about 5.5 million. So on average. And so next, you will be looking at the label features. So label feature is pretty easy. You just right-click on the layer, and you just choose label features from the menu. And you can see all these features are labeled. And you can actually customize those features by clicking on the properties. And then under the labels tab, you can customize it. For example, you can either make it bold, italicized, or underline the title, the name of the state, and or make it bigger. If you apply, all these will take effect. And you can even change the display field. For example, if you want to display the ID of the state instead of the name, so we choose state FIPS. And apply, all these will change to the ID. And if you want to clear the labels, make them disappear, just just click on the label features again and uncheck it. So all those will disappear. So in the next step, we will work on making our first map. This will be a population map showing the distribution of population in the US by state in 2000. In order to do that, we right-click on the layer, and then we find the properties, the same as changing the labels. So instead of finding it under the labels tab, we find it under the symbology. And there are different types of mapping styles. If you want to make a choropleth map, the definition of choropleth map is the maps are separated by geographic units such as counties, states, zip code zones. If those areas are labeled by different colors, we call it a choropleth map. and we choose under quantities and graduate colors, and the value means which field we want to map. So we choose population 2000 as our mapping field, and we choose 5 classes, or you can choose 6 if you want. And to give it more variation, normally I will choose between 4 and 5, 4 to 6 classes, because too few classes will not give you too much variation, and if you're choosing more than 6 classes, you cannot differentiate between different colors. So I would choose between 4 to 6, and you can use a standard color ramp, or you prefer a different one, or like this one. You can make your own decision. And normally here, this is a range. The range means the data value underneath your map, and the label will be something other map reader will see on the map. So to make the labels more organized, normally I will round it. For example, here it is about 2 million, right? So we will round it to 2 million instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first category is from 0 to 2 million range. Can we do that? Nope. I'm sorry. Okay. And the second category is from 2 million to 5 million. So we just type in 5 million right here. And the third would be 5 million to 10 million. We type in 10 million here. And the next will be from 10 million to 20 million. We type in 20 million here. And the last one will be more than 20 millions. And we don't make any changes. And to make the label more organized, we want to reduce the number of zeros. So in order to do that, I will make it, make the map more readable. And this is 2 to 5 million. Because as I told you, the label is something the map reader will see on your map. So you want to make it more readable. And the last category is more than 20 million. You see, after you change your label, the entire map changed. And also you can see under the label content, there are different categories, and you can change the color if you want. And but if you want to add something, on the map, like north arrow, legend, a scale bar, and your name and title, things like that, you should add in under a different view. Now we are working under the data view. So if you look at the lower left corner of this map, this is a data view. And we want to go to the layout view. Where to find the layout view? Layout view is under, in the lower left corner, there the second icon is called layout view. You just click on that. This tells you, this goes to the map making view. You can also switch the view under the menu, either data view or layout view. That's another place you can switch the view. And if you don't like the template, you can change the template. Or I'll talk about template later, but let's do something from the very beginning. So now you can insert your title of your map by entering the insert and then choose title. So what title would you like to give to your map? Population 2000 of US. Just want to make this brief. And you can insert text. This is very small, but you can always change the size, and I will just type in this map is prepared by your name. So after you have added the author, you would also add a nose arrow. Nose arrow right here. You can change a style. Choose a style of the nose arrow, and put it right here. And we want to also add a legend. By under insert legend, and then just click next. And normally I will not have a title for this legend because it's pretty obvious, because you are only mapping one field, which is population. So we don't add the title. And next, just keep everything standard, and that's a legend. So this is a pretty basic map, and also you can show all this information and the name of the state by label the features, and we change that to name of state. So under labels, and we change that to names, state names. That's good, and we apply. Now all these names are changed. And if you maybe here you cannot see it very clear, and if you want to zoom into this map to see it more clear, we don't zoom in using the magnifier. We zoom in using the toolbar in the layout view. So here, if you want to find the layout toolbar, it is under customize toolbars. Make sure the layout toolbar is checked. Normally it's checked when you open it, but if it's not checked, make sure it's checked. And then you have this layout toolbar right here, and you can change the view to maybe 75%, and it's become bigger. You can see the author and all the names of the state. And if you want to export this map, you find it under File, Export the Map, and you export under the your desktop or under your P2 folder. Normally I will keep this resolution as 300 because 300 gives you the printing quality of a map. If you choose 96, that is for display purposes, and if you print out the map, that would not be very clear. So I will choose 300 to maintain the printing the printing quality of the map. No, and the next I will just name it as P2 and save. And then you will find it under where you saved the map. And I will show you the map I just make. It is right here. It's a picture, and you can share this with your friends or and submit as a assignment. And actually this map is not very good because you only use some standard setting in this ArcGIS software. If you want to make it nicer, sometimes I will use a template. So how can we find the template here? It's the same, as you change the view, we find it under the layout toolbar. The second icon from the right is called change layout, and if you click on that, it has tons of templates for you to use. So there's a USA template, there's a world template. So where I will use a conterminous or continental USA template, and you click on finish, you will see all these maps has been changed, and you can just customize the map a little bit. This will look much nicer than the one we just made. And you change, make some adjustment, by clicking on the black arrow, you make some adjustment to make it nicer, and do some adjustment, with a title and add your authorship, and maybe change the color a little bit, and then you export the map. So that will be our practice too. And I hope you have enjoyed this class. And if you have any question, please just email me. Thank you.